So we are back here with our post show. For those of you watching here on Twitch, Donnie, again, thank you so much for joining us. For those of you on YouTube, you are not watching this live. We are not actually here right now. We are from however many days ago. Star Trek Prodigy episode 6 aired, and you are watching us now in the future. But if you'd like to join us for our watch-alongs, hop on over to our Twitch. We go live somewhere around 15 to 20 minutes before midnight every Wednesday. We'll be doing this as long as Star Trek is on. So we've got another 4 episodes of Prodigy, and then the remaining 7 episodes of Discovery, and then we might roll right into Picard. I think I think Picard is starting in February, so we've got a lot of this to go. So we just finished watching episode 6 of Star Trek Prodigy, the mid-season return or quarter season return after the first 5 episodes of Star Trek Discovery season 4. And this I enjoyed this episode.
Very much.
Jamie, really quick, do you want to give us kind of like a short recap of what we just watched?
Sure. So we have no, I don't, because I'm bad with names. I'm terrible with names. What's the main character?
Dal?
Dal. Dal was in the holodeck doing
sorry, I'm gonna cut you off here. We've got a new viewer here with us, Aaron Waltke. He says, glad you like the episode. So am I. This one, I don't know how long you've been watching us, but it's funny. Right before we started watching it, I was just saying that because of Lower Decks and because of Discovery, I really wanted a lot of I was starting to miss references because we haven't really gotten like a lot in Prodigy, and this episode was just full of them, so many. So sorry, Jamie, go ahead and continue.
No, I'm good. No. So Dal was on the holodeck doing some leadership training with the Kobayashi Maru. Came to a good realization by the end of it that he needs to shut up a little more and listen a little better. And then Gwen, turns out, because of her ability with languages, was able to decipher a missing part of Janeway's memory core. And so now we are able to tell that the Protostar was under the command of Chakotay at one point, and then they were under attack, presumably by the Diviner. But now we are probably going to start discussing how the timeline works out.
Wait. Sorry. Aaron, are you Aaron the writer from Star Trek Prodigy? If so, hello, and thank you for joining us. If not, hello, and thank you for joining us anyway.
Why would you ask that question? Poor Aaron is like either, yes, I am, and I didn't want anybody to know, thank you, or yes, I am, and I'm gonna lie to you because that I just want to tell you that I am.
Yeah, that is him. Your name just like all of a sudden clicked in my brain. I was like, wait, I've seen your name before. So yes, we did really enjoy this episode.
Oh my gosh, it was a great episode.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. In fact, we're just gonna click the button here, turn you on, so you can start talking to everybody. Well, actually, I don't know, Josh. Maybe you can ask Aaron the question we've been wanting to know: why the 5-episode break?
Oh yes, so I have no idea whether you'll be able to answer this or not. But we were just discussing amongst ourselves. Why the schedule ended up the way it did, why Paramount Plus, if you know, you might not know, why they decided to do 5 episodes of 5 episodes of Prodigy, then jump over to Discovery with a little bit of crossover, and then back to both of them being on the air. It just seemed a little wonky. That's all. Not a big deal. It just seemed like an interesting decision.
Yeah. But that, to be fair, we were talking a little bit about earlier, and I left my opinion out because I wanted to see what I thought of this episode. But with the way that the first 5 episodes of Prodigy ran, I felt like that was uh, 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 a point at which I was like, okay, I can maneuver to a different show for a second and let that sit. Um, and then Discovery, through its first 5 episodes, uh, I felt it didn't travel as far. Travel as far. I felt that the story, and we talked about it a lot, how it was it's the DMA, and then a
Mhm.
lot of stuff not about the DMA until like the episode 4, a bit of it, and episode 5, a bit of it. So eh, I feel Discovery, I had a harder time stopping because I wanted it to gain more momentum,
Yeah,
whereas
yeah.
Prodigy I felt had a great amount of momentum, but I was happy with the discovery of the Protostar engine operating being a kind of cutoff point. And this episode, for my money, was a great, I'm going to use another liftoff from that to bring us back. This is naturally what's coming out of my head. I don't mean to be,
No, no,
very.
no, no. I know what you're saying though, because like for me, like I remember like growing up and watching TNG, and after I want to say it was like from season 4 on was when we started getting the season finale cliffhangers, because like the first 3 seasons just kind of ended and then picked up. But
Right.
I want to say it was either season 3 or season 4 that started. And like best of both worlds. Uh, you know, uh, Picard gets turned into Locutus at the end, and then you're just like, oh, wait, what's gonna happen? You have to wait 7 months to find out.
Oh,
Here,
Aaron just gave us an answer, Josh, if you want to read it.
oh, great, yeah. So he says, I can't speak for the Hagemans, or I can't speak for Discovery, but I believe the Hagemans mentioned in a recent interview that we needed time for the holidays in order to get our next few episodes right. Luckily, we had a good mid-season break in the story at episode 5. That
That's
makes a
actually
lot of
what we
sense.
had
Yeah,
discussed. That we had discussed if maybe there were still some things that were getting uh, moved around. So, yeah,
yeah,
that makes
but
absolute sense.
yeah, to your point though, Jamie, I get what you were saying with Discovery, but I also think that last episode that we got was a good mid-ish season break because of just like how the story ended. Because now we've got Book and Tarka that are going off to try to attack the
True.
DMA. So it's like,
Yeah.
what's going to happen?
I guess
Um,
I guess what I mean by that is with Prodigy, the 5 episodes that we had, I felt were full and rich, whether it was character development or plot moving forward or both. Discovery, the first 5 episodes, like I felt a couple of them were kind of like I mean, I enjoyed all the episodes,
yeah,
but I
that's
felt a couple of them were
slower.
very slow, disjointed, and it's also like, well, how does that have to do with anything? Like, particularly the standout episode for me, where I was like, okay, I didn't need that episode, is the one with the mining colony and the prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that episode was like, I mean, it's fine. The performances were great. The writing was great. I just didn't understand what the necessity of it was. Um, in the bigger picture. But that may come, later, other than that whole family tree thing that Michael Burnham is now using. But
Right, right.
yeah.
Yeah,
Aaron just wrote, the pandemic makes making TV hard but not impossible. Well, I'm glad that y'all are still making TV because
me
it
too.
is a very it is one of the best things that we have going for us right now.
Right, right. Yeah.
I, I
That
can I
that's
can speak as someone in entertainment. I work in the theme parks, and I think TV's a lot easier because you don't have to deal with COVID firsthand.
not so much. I mean, because I also work in TV outside of this. I'm actually heading up to Northern California this weekend to start work on a new season of the show that I work on. And we get COVID tested like seven times a week, Monday through Friday. We get a test before we are allowed on set, and then
Mhm.
both Monday and Friday we take the quick test, but then we also have
Yeah.
to take a PCR test. That's two sticks
Dang.
up the nose instead of just the one.
Ooh.
That is so. I appreciate that though. Like I said, I'm working the theme parks as an actor, and it's great to be able to make a living right now, a decent one, and entertain people. But at the same time, I wish that they were able to take the same amount of safety precautions like that with us. It's difficult because it's a much larger operation.
Yeah.
So like financially, also just the availability of that kind of stuff is very difficult. So I don't fault anybody, but it definitely feels like what you're mentioning is a bit more I don't know if safer is the right word, but it at least has the feeling of it.
Yeah, like I mean, I all the shows that I work on are for the same production company, so everything we do is very similar. Just with safety precautions. So I don't know about other shows, but I feel
Right.
like we're being safe. But
Yeah.
let's circle back around to Prodigy, which is why we're here.
Yeah.
I think absolutely the best part of this episode for me was the Kobayashi Maru test on the holodeck. Just seeing him go through Dr. Crusher, Scotty, Odo, everyone being there was just amazing. Seeing all that. I mentioned this during the watch along portion, but with obviously with Scotty and Spock and Odo, everything was pulled from old episodes and put back together,
which was so freaking
which
cool.
yeah, that it's always amazing to me how those kind of things are done. Like one of my favorite episode of Deep Space Nine was Far Beyond the Stars, but I think second to that was the Trouble with Tribbles episode, where they went back to the original series and they cut all they worked all of the DS9 crew into that episode of the show, and it looked so good.
Yeah. That's true.
I still think that they should have just updated all the Star Trek on episodes for that, because I would love to have seen it be like, oh, that's really cool that they've actually kept them in and just replaced it, or digital if you're online, but not like, oh, here's a hard copy or something like that. They just went, yeah, we're keeping this. Sorry, I've now got an itchy ear.
No. But Mark, you had a question you wanted to ask.
Okay, so I have two. I have two big questions in this one. If Aaron would like to kind of answer. One, how long did it take to go through those clips to go, this is this episode, for obviously for all the characters? Because that was quite cool. I think that is the best part of this entire episode. And also, where is this set in timeline now? Because if it's set after, it's meant to be 5 years after Voyager, but then it's 17 years when they found this. Where does this all kind of fit in? Because it just
at Star Trek Day,
Josh,
Star Trek Day, yeah.
Read what Aaron just wrote.
Yeah, so he said that well, two comments in one. Trials and Tribulations was one of his major influences with writing with this episode. But to you, Mark, I was gonna say when I was at Star Trek Day, I was talking with the Hagemans. They refused to answer. Well, they didn't refuse to answer that question, but they weaseled their way out of answering that question. We know that the show takes place in 2383. So
right.
Yeah, so like you said, that would have been 17 years earlier. And it puts the ship in a weird time spot.
Wait.
Yeah, so Aaron just replied. He said that to get through all this, he rewatched around 40 episodes top to bottom and read around 90 scripts from the last 55 years.
Wow.
That's impressive.
Man,
that's really
that is fantastic. Talk about doing your homework.
Yeah.
Now, I would like to ask, is that a task you took on yourself to do? Was that given to you in any number of that? Like somebody said, hey, here's a couple scripts to read, and then you spread out over months. Yeah, of course, months of it. Yeah. For definite, I would imagine. But is that something you took on your own because whatever reasons you felt like you wanted to, or was that something that the producers were like, hey, I think you should do this? Oh, Donnie's out.
Oh, thank you again for joining us, Donnie. We will see you this weekend for our Ranger shows if we're doing this live. If not, we will catch you next Wednesday when we were back with episode 7. Thank you again for joining us. So Yeah, so the all of the things with the Kobayashi Maru were great, and I really liked that at
Oh
the
wow.
end of all of it, Dahl really actually understood what the point of the mission was, what the point of not the mission, but the point of the test was. Something that Kirk in Star Trek 2009, as we were talking about earlier, did not.
Did not get. I also love that Spock kind of not beat him down, but told him exactly what he wanted to hear, in that like he can't tell the crew and the crew can't know, but then worked his way around to getting to the lesson. I thought that was very impressive writing, and Aaron even just mentioned that reading all those scripts was absolutely something he wanted to do in order to get the tribute right. Well, you got it absolutely right.
Yeah,
Fantastic work.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
So let's jump. Not really jump ahead, but after he got off of the holodeck, he exited out to the main part of the ship, and he sees Janeway and the rest of them looking at all this data that they were able to cull from the database about what the actual mission of the Protostar was and what happened. We saw earlier in the episode the 17 years earlier thing with the diviner, and how he knew about the Protostar then, and then we see here back here in the present future, we see that the holographic recreation of what happened with the Protostar and Chakotay and the Janeway hologram. So I'm sure Aaron's not going to be able to answer this question, but it looks like he may have too quickly. As for the setting, I can definitely say that it's set in 2383, and the flashback with the diviner is 17 years prior to that. How the timeline makes sense is a spoiler, but I can say weird timelines are not as unprecedented in Star Trek.
Yeah.
So
there's some wibbly wobbly timey-wimey stuff going on.
I think way earlier when we were talking about Prodigy before it like really got into us learning about the ship, I think I'd mentioned that there must have been some sort of time travel that happened to get it wedged where it was.
Right.
Most likely from the Protostar drive, I would assume. Maybe like a power spike, or as they're traveling through space, they went through a gravity well or another star or something. So
I know this probably wouldn't happen. Terran universe. It's like, Jamie, what's this extra file that we found here? And everything just turns Terran. I'm like, oh my god,
oh yes. Boy, that's a way to turn a Nickelodeon show dark fast. Oh my gosh, the kids are going to be watching. Oh my god, or they'll be like, oh my god.
I mean,
why does Janeway have a goatee?
I would love it. Just literally hologram. But even if they went down the Terran universe, it wouldn't be that bad, because even when we saw it in Deep Space Nine, obviously with Discovery, it's more of a darker show. But like when you looked at Deep Space Nine, the only thing you had was Miles O'Brien, or was it, I can't remember what his
Happy.
Happy.
Smiley. Yeah. McGee. Just call him McGee.
No. Yeah. All you do is just pull a phaser and go, "You're not going back to your universe until you've given us the Defiant," and that was it.
But then you also had what's her name in that dominatrix outfit that was like
Kira.
Huh?
Yeah.
The best version of Kira.
Right. But I don't know if you can't do that on Nickelodeon. But or can you now? I don't know.
No, the show was you can't do that on television.
On television.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, there's a great documentary about the first 20 years of Nickelodeon if you haven't gotten to watch it. But by this point in time, the Terran universe, the mirror universe, would be so far away based on what we learned in Discovery that could you even get there?
Well, isn't it?
Or do you think maybe it comes back around?
The way that I always thought the Terran universe was everything happens straight away. It's just literally, obviously mirrored. So it could be that thing. I don't know. I
don't know. Well, what I was mentioning, like in Discovery, they talk about when they got to the door of forever, or what's his name,
the Guardian of Forever.
The Guardian of Forever. He was talking about how the Terran universe is getting farther away from our universe. Like literally, it is so far away that it would be impossible for her to cross back over at a certain point.
Okay, yeah,
Right,
it
which is
wasn't.
why they sent he sent her back in time to a point when the two universes were closer together. That's
Yeah.
also one of the things that we recently learned in Discovery was that Tarka is trying to get to another universe with
Right.
Aurelio, I think his name was the character that Kenneth Mitchell played, the guy that was in the like the full upright wheelchair type thing.
So it was the guy in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
his
yeah.
partner.
Yes.
I thought so.
Yeah, I confirmed that sometime in the past couple of days.
Got you.
Yeah, but we know it's not the mirror universe because he said there are other universes.
Other universes.
But
yeah.
We also know that from the Guardian of Forever episode last season, we know that they're too far apart for them to make that bridge.
Right.
So it'll be interesting.
Now, since hopefully we still have Aaron down in the chat. You probably can't talk about this because it'd be spoilers, but I know something that we're excited to find out about is what Dahl's species is. And something I'm interested to know is why are the Diviner and his progeny, Gwen, why they're the last of their kind. I'm really interested to know about those two things, and if they have something to do with each other, or if the protostar is like a key to the Diviner being able to repopulate his kind or something.
Well, maybe he knows that it traveled back in time, and he thinks that he can use it to time travel
to get something,
to get to a period of time when there are more of his species out there.
Do you think he's a Time Lord? He's a Time Lord.
He's a Time Lord. He's the new master.
Right, but the way that he changes into a new form is, you saw it. He gets the things and he sucks it out of him and he makes a new him.
Mm-hmm.
Now you said the Doctor, I would love at some point. There's a
spoilers. They'll be answered soon. Awesome.
That's good to know.
Sorry, Mark.
Yeah, sorry. That's also one of the things I really enjoy about the show is that we get answers and then we get more questions and then we get more answers and then we get
good writing though.
Questions. Yeah.
We're not watching Lost.
Right.
I want a TARDIS now just to appear somewhere, or a reference to Doctor Who turn up in Prodigy. It's the Doctor, because he has been in Star Trek. He knows Picard.
I mean,
maybe it'll be in the holodeck again.
We know all kinds of other fiction exists within the world of Star Trek. So I've read the X-Men crossovers, but that would be kind of cool to see a crossover like that happen on the holodeck. Like have a couple of the characters be like, you know what, we're gonna go play the Day of the Doctor and just end up in a Doctor Who episode.
BBC are like, what the hell?
I'm going to take over with another question. Sorry, they're just coming to me, but we were talking about it when we were on our break. Or no, during the episode we were talking about it. Aaron, are you able to tell us if in your research you came across the lines of Spock and Odo and Uhura and whatnot? Or were those, did you all have an idea of what you wanted and then you guys did a index search for those lines to be able to pull?
Well, I definitely heard some Frankenbites. Like there were entire lines that were there.
Oh, for sure.
I definitely heard some spots where they had clipped more than one together.
Ooh, I love this.
But wait. The X-Men TNG crossover novels are canon?
Ricard just doesn't like to talk about it.
That's Joe. I know you're watching. That's a new feature going up on the website.
Can you imagine?
X-Men and Star Trek exist in the same universe. Done.
I would love it if you went up to Picard and be like, Picard, are we going to get Wolverine? Are we going to get Jean? And he just blankly stares at you and just goes, anyway.
I mean, how great would that be just to see Picard playing Professor X in a holodeck recreation of an X-Men comic?
I would love, or just you see in Picard, like he just comes out of the holodeck and just gets out from the chair, and it has to be the yellow one that they do it. Right, I won't take any normal wheelchair. Has to be the yellow one.
Oh man.
Uh,
So okay, so what's left in this episode to discuss?
well,
What's
actually,
really
the
missing?
Easter egg kind of things that you were talking about, we got to see. I mean, we saw a ton of old cast members who are no longer with us, but were brought back to life in this
Mhm.
episode. Which obviously, I hope that there's a lot of Trekkies that are showing this show to their progeny, um, and like this helps to like get them to look at some of the old stuff, whether or not now, because a lot of these kids are probably like 12, 13 or something, so maybe they're not going to watch the original series right now, but down the road, I'm kind of excited to see meet younger Trekkies in 10
Yeah,
years
well,
and
yeah,
hear
I
how
mean,
they
well,
came across Spock, and they're like, I was watching this show Prodigy, and then 5 years later I was watching Star Trek, and I was like, oh my god, it's the same dude.
I would have to imagine that if depending on the kids that are into this episode and that are into the series, that hopefully some of them would be like, okay, who are those characters that just popped up? Because obviously those are references that are more for the adults watching. Um, but the younger generation who may not have, whose like first introduction to Star Trek is this show, I do really hope that gets them into it and makes them go back and either watch like the J.J. Abrams movies, which make them go back and watch the original series and TNG and Deep Space Nine and Star Trek the animated series. He's a giant Spock too.
It's giant Spock. See,
And then of course Lower Decks, where we see the skeleton of giant Spock.
Right.
See, I'm curious in the flashbacks if sorry, in the holodeck, if that was actually Gate McFadden that's came back, because I don't recognize those. Maybe one line, but obviously when listening to like all the others, obviously the sound bites and stuff, hers didn't sound like it.
No, I think Gates was her own voice. And Aaron just wrote to us about that.
Yeah, I didn't see.
Josh, you want to read it?
Yeah, I didn't watch the credits to see if that was her. But Aaron says that there were some lines he knew from the beginning that they wanted to use from Balance of Terror, Wrath of Khan. They knew they wanted Dahl to hear the needs of the many from Spock himself. But interestingly, there weren't very many Frankenbites. Some of the odd audio edits were in the original TOS episodes.
Yeah,
that's really
here in the background.
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool. I mean, I don't want to. I didn't watch the credits either, but it sounded like, Mark, you're right. It sounded like Gates McFadden was herself.
Yeah.
But all the other characters were sound bites from the previous episodes.
Okay, I just pulled. I'm sorry. I'm pulling that screen on the credits up here.
Oh yeah. I guess I could look at IMDb.
Yeah. So let's see. Jimmy Simpson.
Maybe not though. Maybe not.
Kate Mulgrew.
But you're not wrong. Here we
go. Captain Chakotay was Rob Beltran, Odo, Renee Ramos. Yeah. It doesn't say one way or the other. But Crusher was definitely Gates McFadden. So
yeah.
I would have to imagine that she did that, which means that she lied to me at Star Trek Day when I talked to her there, telling me that that she hadn't been approached yet. Unless I only asked her about the card.
Here you go. They were improvised by Gates.
They come in, yeah.
Nice.
Knew it.
Yeah, you called it, Mark.
Keen ears.
It also made sense because you could tell that the other responses were very contrite and very specific, whereas Gates McFadden's were very Crushers were very like robust and
right. Well, and the lines obviously didn't come from any other Star Trek episodes.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. What there's going to be an ultimate question, which I'm quite surprised, Josh. You've not.
She did do a phenomenal job.
Yeah. Is Neelix going to be in this?
Oh no! And Aaron is best friends with him. Mark, you didn't know this, so now next week Ethan Phillips is gonna come onto the show, and you're gonna have to eat so much crow.
I'd say the same thing. I hate Neelix. I will always say it. It's not Ethan's fault. He's a great actor. I just hate the Neelix character. It's
fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, there's always got to be one.
Yeah, my theory is that if I ever met Ethan, we'd become best friends or mortal enemies.
Or mortal
it's going to
enemies.
be one or the other.
Or maybe you're both.
Ron from Harry Potter. It's going to be the same thing.
Aaron's gonna write. Neelix is not, however, Tuvix.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, see. That's fine.
Yes.
Every single week now. He's going to be in it. He's going to be in it.
He's going to be waiting. It's going to be like, is this the Neelix episode?
Yeah.
But that's true. Either way, whether or not he tells you yes or no, that is a spoiler. So
yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Before I forget, this is how I'm going to see it happening. The crew of the Prodigy, the replicators are down. They go to the holodeck, and then suddenly it's cooking with Neelix, and it's the show that he actually wanted in the thing that he sent his thing to in the episode where he went to that publisher, and then it's just like, oh, I swear to God, if that's the episode.
Oh, that's awesome.
No,
yeah, Chakotay, that was awesome. The Chakotay quick glimpse of him in the hollow emergency memory bank. Regarding the break at episode 5 and moving forward, are we getting another 5 episodes and that's the end of season 1, or are we getting another 15 and it's going to continue through the 20 episodes that I think, right, Josh?
Well, we know we're getting 20 episodes. My question about that, or our question about that, really was whether the first 10 are season 1 and the second 10 are season 2, or is it all considered season 1? It's not really clear from what we've seen online. Not that it really matters one way or the other. Just one of those. Yeah. Like, okay, well, we would be able to figure out
scheduling,
scheduling and story arcs. Well, we know we're only getting 5 episodes now. Like we're getting these last 5 episodes, and then we're going back to Discovery.
And then on to Picard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now going into these next four episodes that we have coming up, we now know that we're going to find out how the Protostar got there. So sorry. So Aaron just gave us an answer. They broke the series into 10 episode arcs when writing it, but the full season is 20. So season nice. 1 is in fact 20 episodes. So we were right and then wrong and then right about that again.
That's cool though that it'll take 10 episodes to get through one arc and 10, but that's cool. Exciting.
Yeah, I like that. Like I like I want something that, I mean, I haven't gotten TV writing, obviously. That went away after I graduated from college. But something for shows in general. We get a lot of shows that have like single episode arcs, like the episodic format, and then there's shows that have, full season arcs, and maybe we'll get like a 2-parter or a 3-parter here and there. But I don't think I've ever actually seen a show where the entire show is comprised of just multi-episode arcs, where like everything was like 2 or 3 episodes, and it was just like these, instead of episodic, it was still episodic, but more
like mini serialized.
Yeah. Which could be good, but I guess it could also go horribly wrong if they did it that way too. I don't know. The format would be weird. But for these next 5, I would assume probably by the end of this, and you don't have to answer this, Aaron, because I know that this is definitely going to be a spoiler. But I would assume that by the end of these 5, we'll probably be getting obviously more answers on the Protostar, maybe how it traveled back those 17 years. And that might be the end of that arc, is us finding out how the Protostar got to where it actually to be where it was.
Yeah.
Tales
of Arcadia. You did win an Emmy for that. It's a great freaking show.
It's one of those shows I started watching. I don't remember which one it was. I started watching one of them on Netflix, and I realized like 2 or 3 episodes into it that I didn't know that I wasn't watching the first series. So I was like, wait.
Did
I was like,
did you
wait.
start with 29 Below?
Yeah, whatever that one was. I started
Yeah.
watching it.
The one with the aliens, the two aliens.
Yeah. So I started watching it. I realized, wait, these characters are talking about things that had happened previously. I've never seen these things before. What am I missing? And then
Or Wizard,
or
or could have
Wizards.
been Wizards.
I think it was Wizards. So
Ah.
I stopped watching that. I was like, okay, I need to go back and watch the rest, and I haven't gone back and done that yet. But based off of those 3 episodes that I watched, I was like, this is good.
It's a
I
great
really
freaking
enjoyed it.
show. And the other thing, this ties it into Star Trek too. The main character from the original, the first series, the Troll Hunters, the main character was voiced by his name's escaped me, but the same man who played in the Kelvin timeline played oh good lord, the Russian guy.
Oh, Anton
Uh,
Yelchin.
Yeah,
No,
Anton Yelchin.
oh.
Anton Yelchin. He played the main character in Troll Hunters.
I think I knew that.
Yeah, and he's fantastic. And yeah, the whole series. It's beautiful. It's heartwarming. The animation is crisp. The writing is fantastic. Chekhov. Yes, thank you,
Yes.
Chekhov.
Yeah.
My brain. Um,
It's it's like
it's
almost 1:30. It's okay.
yeah, that's no excuse. I mean, I've only been working since 7 a.m.
That's fine. It's all right.
Right. Uh, Aaron, when he wrote spoilers with the exclamation point, I see River's song in my head.
Yeah, right. It's more Doctor Who.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we've pretty much covered most of what's in this most of what we got in this episode. Is there anything else that stood out to either of you guys that you wanted to touch upon, or Aaron? Is there anything that you were really looking for outside of the main things that we saw with all the returning casts in the holodeck? Was there anything that you were really excited for people to see other than that?
Oh.
Or go ahead and take off. Thank you for joining us.
Come on the show.
I really appreciate you taking the time, and thank you for answering all of our questions. And if possible, I'd love to hit you up on Twitter to see if maybe we can talk to you after these first 10 air and get an interview. You know,
Well, come on the show.
something
And we can
extra that
talk
we
all
can put up
about
later.
Regardless, thank you very much
Yes.
for popping in. Thank you
Yes,
so much for spending
much
time with us
appreciated,
and
yes.
chatting with us.
And
And
now-
all the other stuff that Josh and Mark said.
Yeah, you know.
And now I've got to
And
wait.
thank you for
10
this
episodes.
episode too, because this was an
Super
amazing
fun.
episode. So like,
Yeah.
definitely my favorite out of everything we've seen so far.
And now
Thank
I've
you,
got to
Aaron.
wait-
He says, Aaron says, reach out, Josh.
Great, awesome. Thank you very
You
much.
too.
Take care too. Thank you.
See, now I've got
Um,
10 episodes in case Neelix pops up.
You're just, every week you're just gonna be. This is it. Neelix is gonna be in this episode.
It's going to be
That was-
referenced.
God, that would be great if Aaron talks to Ethan Phillips and next week Ethan Phillips pops up in our chat. Oh my
Oh,
God, that
great.
would be amazing.
So great. So
I get
great.
it.
I'd love it.
He's a good
Well, that
actor.
was fantastic.
Yeah.
What a
You know,
surprise.
live TV.
Yeah.
Or if you're watching this on YouTube,
Right,
not
right?
live,
TV.
YouTube.
Yes, sorry for all of you guys who are watching on YouTube. The day after or 2 days after when this goes up there, join us on Twitch so that you can be a part of this and you might be able to ask writers of the show questions in the chat. You never know who might pop in now.
No, that was freaking cool. There is one thing I did want to bring up that I don't think it's a toss away. I think it was a very cute little C storyline, but I think it's going to have some big implications later. But what's his name? The little gel guy?
Murph.
Murph. I was going to say Morph. Murph. Him eating all of the photon and just burping and farting. I think that's going to play something down the road.
Yes.
Yes.
I can see that.
Sorry. What were you saying, Mark?
I said I can see that happening.
Oh yeah, he's gonna save the day. He's gonna like eat a bomb or something.
Yeah, absolutely. And it'll be like the diviners there and like, come my progeny, I must have you back, being all Star Wars villain. And
I reckon he'll take her over. I reckon he'll be like, this is a failsafe I've had. And he'll be like, oh no, you can't. Be like, yeah, you're now working for me for the first episode. And then the next episode, they'll be free.
Yeah. Well, that's actually, I mean, based on that 17 years ago and them like, I can see her being a Manchurian Candidate.
Or Neelix is coming back. He's going to cook food for the crew, and Murph is going to save it, or eat it.
By eating it.
And he's going to save the crew from getting food poisoning by eating Neelix's.
I'd be okay with that. I'd be like, see, I knew he was poisoning the Voyager crew all along. Cooking with Neelix. God.
We really are in the mirror universe, and this version of Neelix cooks food to poison people.
With a massive goatee as well. I'd be up for that.
Yes, yeah.
Neelix with a goatee.
He poisons people by the hair from his goatee falling into the food that he's cooking.
While crying about Kes.
and then Kes comes through. But then Kes comes through and starts just force blasting the doors.
No, it's like basically you've got
pushes him out.
You've got normal Neelix, he's there, and you've got the evil Kes, and she's just like, yes, I did get with Tom Paris, and he's much better than you, Neelix. And it's like, no. Let me get off my ship on my ship. And it's just like, fuck you, Neelix. That's it.
So what's one thing that you are hoping for or expecting in the next episode?
Oh, that's a good question because there's so much now.
That's going to be every episode for you, Mark, isn't it?
I think. I think we'll find out more information. Like I think we'll get more clues as to how the protostar ended up where it was. I mean that's not really. It's low hanging fruit. I think it's a fairly obvious. Like we're going to get that at some point, but that's definitely something that I would like to see next week. Like they don't have to spell everything out for me. Like I don't need to know. Like okay, here's what happened. Like I don't need that. Just more clues. Just give me a couple more breadcrumbs that lead me to more crackpot theories about what might have happened.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
Mark already said Neelix.
Neelix is going to come in at some point. That's me going to be like, oh. I literally, if he does, I will go for the entire time he's there.
You know, for something, some holiday or your birthday or something, I'm gonna get you a T-shirt that's Neelix wearing a T-shirt of you wearing a T-shirt of Neelix, wearing a T-shirt of you wearing a T-shirt of Neelix.
And then what's going to happen is you're going to get Ethan Phillips to take a photo with it, going like that, and then I'll just be like, oh, God, why?
Yeah, Jamie, what about you?
What about me? Well, you kind of already took it from me. I'm kind of hoping for a breadcrumb as to the origin of the protostar. But I guess otherwise, a little more on the diviner. A little more on that whole like why they're the last of their race and why he's so sickly. Like, is he just really old, or does he have a disease? And can Gwen get whatever he has?
Mm-hmm.
You know, something like that.
There's one question I should have asked Aaron. Like, so did you take it with Star Wars? Was that your main reference?
Well, what is this link that you just sent?
I just sent a document. It's just fine. It's a text document.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So I guess that's it. I think.
Yep. I think we're done.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the.
That's the transcript.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Too bad we don't know our end of it.
It's
That's
just
fine. Yeah. I mean, we could pull that out. But this will actually be good to put up on either put up on the website or use for reference.
Yeah, we definitely on YouTube definitely make sure that we special guest.
in this description.
Yeah. So once again, if you are watching this on YouTube, make sure to follow us over on Twitch so that you can check us out when we go live for the watch-alongs and our live post shows. So hopefully these will continue to be as interesting as they were tonight. Not gonna lie, I'm fanboying a little bit. That was great. That was fun.
Pretty awesome.
I'm glad he came across our stream.
I'm glad you recognized his name.
Yeah. What else do we have going on this week? Saturday, I'm not entirely sure what our schedule is yet. I don't know what the Ranger guys have planned. But on Sunday, you will be able to check out the Illuminerdi Wrestling Order at 8 o'clock on our YouTube channel. So if you're watching this here, make sure to subscribe to us here on YouTube. If you're watching this on Twitch, if you click on the About button, down below us, it'll give you a link to all of our other social media where you can follow us on Twitter, you can follow us on Instagram, a link to our website where we've got breaking news almost all the time coming up. I know there's some good things that are going to be coming out over the next couple of weeks. And next week we have Prodigy again. I don't know when the next Marvel show is starting up. I don't even know what the next Marvel show is. I don't think they've actually announced whether it's going to be Moon Knight or She-Hulk or what yet. So we're still waiting to find that out, but that will also be here on Twitch. And maybe over the weekend, maybe on Saturday, if we have some free time, maybe we can get into another game of Halo or Star Trek Online or something else. But I think that's going to do it for us for tonight. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Vogue on Poetry Slam. You can find the spelling right down below us. Mark, you have anything coming up here that you would like to plug? I saw you said something on Twitter earlier about going through a bunch of videos.
I wrote. Hang on, is it downstairs? It's downstairs. I wrote over 100 title videos that I need to write up. So that's the thing. So expect a lot of videos at some point. I don't know. Yeah, that's it. And some Genshin Impact. That's the thing. Shay's really happy about that. Sitting in his face right now. His eyes lit up.
I haven't talked to Joe about this yet. I haven't read it yet either. I picked up. Did you pick up Power Rangers Universe, the first issue?
It is on its way, but I have it on digital download by some necessary means that maybe I got it somewhere else.
Well, let I can send those. I've got them. I got them. So
cool.
So we'll work something out. But I picked up one of the foil covers for it, and it looks really dope.
I don't know which ones I've ordered because we over here we get like loads of different ones.
Yeah.
So I've noticed that you guys will get some ones that we don't have. But I'm trying to.
I'm not sure if this box that I'm wheeling over to is the right one or not. Let's see.
It's. I really want to turn around to Boom and go, why did you carry on with the Mighty Morphing issues that says like number 89? I'm like, why? Why would you do that?
Because they're gonna cross it into DC. They're gonna cross it into X-Men and then into TNG.
Well, there is a Power Rangers versus Justice League comic that came out 4 years ago.
Oh wow!
Is it 4 years? God, hang on, let me have a look. Oh, they've just uploaded brand new comics for Power Rangers. Oh, fuck's sake. Um, yeah. Oh, there's Godzilla as well. What is it? Power Rangers. Is everyone frozen? Is Josh frozen? Josh is frozen on my end.
Oh, Josh is frozen. Am I frozen?
No, I can hear you. Oh, his computer's just crashed.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Well,
2017. I was just like, that's crazy.
so it really was 5 years ago now, I suppose.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, crazy.
wow. Well, going on 5.
Yeah.
I wish I could talk to you about Power Rangers. If it's not the first season of the original series, I can't help you there.
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah,
Uh,
that's all I've got. That's all I've got. How about you, Jamie? What have you got coming up?
and I mean nothing in particular. I'm finishing up my holiday season at the parks and all that kind of stuff, so that's fantastic. Um, I guess I am going to, and I don't know if they'll want me to stream it, but I finally I'm playing A Bard's Tale
I think
on Game Pass. I'd mentioned that. I'm almost finished with that. Then I'm gonna go back and I'm at the last boss in Bloodborne, both in the main storyline and on the DLC. I'm gonna
nice.
finish that, and then I'm finally gonna dive into Resident Evil 7. And so I know everybody already played Resident Evil 7, but maybe I'll stream it. I don't know.
Is that the one with the big giant female? Or
That
is
is
that the
not. That's Village. That's 8.
Oh, that's it. Oh,
Yeah, 8. The vampire lady. That's 8.
yeah.
Resident Evil 7 is the one with the house in I think Louisiana, the
Oh, yeah.
redneck house. Yeah,
That was a weird one. Like,
yeah.
why go that way? I don't understand. Keep zombies in it, not be
Well, I
chased
mean,
around
they
by
are
bees.
kind of zombies. They're in a way they're mutants or
Mm.
something, whatever you want to,
It just
But
just
yeah, so depending on what Joe and Josh say, or if anybody's like, yeah, stream Resident Evil 7 because why not?
do it.
So
Yeah.
maybe I'll do that.
Oh, I tune in and watch. I tune in and
Yeah,
watch. But
that'd work.
yeah,
I
I
think
think
that's it.
yeah. So thank you very much for everyone joining. Josh says he's cool and follow him.
Yeah.
So there we go. Anyway, thank you very much, guys. Bye.